Welcome back to the Now Morning Show. Now, Alcoholics Anonymous is celebrating 67 years this year with a musical comedy that's taking place this Sunday. And so joining us to talk more about it, we have Director Hardy Hobson and Miss Christine Steecharan, who's the president of Alcoholics Anonymous in TNT. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on Now.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
How it feels to be awake this early this morning.
Very refreshing.
Hardy said fabulous. Christine, I'm coming to you first. Just give us an overview about AA in TNT, when the organization started and some of the work that they do.
Right, so we have been in this country for 60-something years. We are part of a global organization. We are a non-profit organization. And our single purpose is to really help anyone who suffers with the disease of alcoholism to recover and live a very useful life and a normal life. We help, basically by having meetings where we share their different experiences and their hopes and their strengths come about because of that. It's not a rehab center per se, but really it's just meetings, just talking about the experiences they have, and from that they get their own strength and hope, right? We have over 1,000 members in Trinidad, and we are part of, as I said, over 100 different countries with over 2 million different members as well.
And do you have groups across TNT?
We have many different groups across TNT. Right now we have registered 109 different groups all across TNT, and there are some online if you cannot make a physical meeting, as well as for those who need physical meeting can come.
Hardy, I'm coming to you because we have a comedy show that's coming up, and I'm wondering, first of all, the reason for having a comedy show and the connection to AA.
Well, it's interesting because I actually am a walk-in volunteer with Alcoholics Anonymous, right? And I just came in and asked, hey, how can I help? And all discussions led up to a play that would facilitate awareness to the public, and at the same time, it would bring some measure of a message of hope to persons who might need to see it and make a decision, or might be contemplating, hey, I might have a problem and I don't know where to get help. So this is all part of it, and that's where it began.
Interesting. I mean, and as we were mentioning at the top of the show, Trinidadians like to kiki for everything, right? We see everything as a joke. But how are you able to maintain the lighter side of it, but also highlight some of the issues?
Well, one of the wonderful things in coming up with this play was that I had the opportunity to interview actual real alcoholics, hear their stories, It does sound funny when they tell it, but it is deep issues, troubling issues, and it depends on how you experience it. Some people, it's very tragic, but when they tell it, it sounds comical. And I thought of that, and I took their various stories. I couldn't take all, but I took many of their stories, actual real-life true events, and I knitted them into one fictitious character. And I built his character to tell the story of multiple people and their stories, and develop this play. And I thought, let's make it into a musical. Let's put music and art, different artistry in it. Bring the talent of Trinidad and Tobago in this. And how I got a cast is also a wonderful surprise. I had no one. I was just a walk-in volunteer, as I said. Right. I'm not even a registered theater company or anything like that. And I did approach them, but everybody was so busy with everything. And it was very expensive too. And I thought, my gosh, how can I pull such a thing off? And I just decided to do a simple ad, a cast call ad, out there. I didn't even offer money. I was like, volunteer,
Yes.
And the most amazing set of young people responded. I was so surprised. I was even touched, that people would respond to something like that.
Now, I know that you are one of the main actors in the play, but tell us about the production, because you keep saying I did and I did. Did you also write the play? I know that you're directing as well. I mean, how many hats did you really wear for this production?
Well, when you now start and volunteer, there's no one there with you. So I did write the play. I did interview and I did write the play myself, But as the play was written, it had to become better and better. And as people joined the effort, they had their input as well. So the play eventually went through a few revisions with their inputs, you know, and I don't want to take the credit for myself. This was something that was contributed by the people who joined with me, and there were many people who joined and they only did their little contribution, but they said, hey, Hardy, this is too much for me, I need to go, right? But they left something valuable for me. So I took everybody's input, and now it's a group effort. Now it's no longer me. It's all of them,
It's
you know.
all of them,
so
yeah.
when this is actually done on Sunday, it would be what they have done.
What
Yeah.
everybody, what
Yes.
all of us have done together.
Yes.
Christine, I'm coming to you because I wanted to get your thoughts from outside looking in. How do you think people will respond to this, particularly recovering alcoholics who may see this this production?
Well, the first thing is not everybody that drink is an alcoholic, right? And the story depicts that. There is two main characters, and one would have not become an alcoholic and one would have become, right? And to me, I found it was very moving because the play depicts a regular Trini, you know, starting off their life and, you know, becoming a yuppie and becoming successful in their career. And then, of course, start to lime and stuff like that. I think when a recovering alcoholic is looking at it, it depends on what ministers to that particular individual, because not everything will minister at the same level, right? But what I love about it is very, very comical and musical, so don't take yourself too serious. You know, things happen, life happens, and we're all here to help, and that's it.
And that's it.
Yeah.
It's happening at Naparima Bowl this Sunday. What time and how can we get tickets?
Right, so it's at Naparima Bowl. So Sunday, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. is a 3-hour event. Seating starts at 2 p.m. And you can call our office at 229-AATT, which is 229-2288, to get tickets. Yeah?
I'm coming back to you, Hardy, because I'm thinking about the role. You mentioned that you listen to these stories and you put all these stories into that one character. Will you be playing that character?
No, I will not be
Or you will not be
playing
playing
that character.
Okay, because I'm wondering what did you draw on to kind of bring this thing to life and bring it believable? So as Christine says, maybe somebody could minister or they can get that message that you're trying to bring.
Yes. Well, again, like I said, the interviews that I did with actual alcoholics and their experiences before, during, and then what happened next after drinking, those stories are coming alive. And that's what I'm mostly drawn, the stories of the alcoholics themselves. And the people that are in this play are directly living with alcoholics in their own families. They know what the experiences are like. In some cases, I've had actors almost they've almost felt traumatized in the rehearsal because it was so real sometimes to them, and but it was also therapeutic for them. You know, they were able to deal with it and face it in a safe haven of an atmosphere, you know, and encouragement. So it's all of these things happen on its own. You know, I never even knew that this would have panned out the way it did.
Yes.
You know, so what I drew on, I like to say that this is something that's beyond me. It seems like if God or some, you know, a higher power has pulled this together.
And was guiding the process at the same time. And before we go, Hardy, tell us the name of the play.
The name of the play is AA Is You.
Lovely play on words. Yes.
So, and that is something, a question we should come to terms with ourselves, whether we take ourselves serious or not.
Yes.
You know, it's something we always could reflect upon.
Well, thank you so much, Hardy. And Christine, before we go, just tell us, how can we get tickets to the play? Is it go down to Naparima Bowl or is it a number we can call?
You can get tickets at the Naparima Bowl, but you can also call the office. We also have a flyer and the number is there as well. So, you know,
and
you can call
number
the...
is 339-7249, yes?
7249.
Nice, okay, good.
Right, and the office line is 229-2288.
Nice. Christine Hardy, Let me thank you so much for coming in
Thank
this
you for
morning.
having us.
Congratulations for celebrating 67 years.
Thank you.
And I'm looking forward to the reviews from the play/musical/production. It seems like it's going to be amazing at Naparima Bowl
I
on
hope
a
so
Sunday.
too.
So thank you so much for joining
Thank you.
us.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And that, of course, was Mr. Hardy Hobson, who, of course, is one of the actors and also the director of the play. And we also had Miss Christine Cicheran, who is the president of the Alcoholics Anonymous in TNT. You're on the Now Morning Show. We're going to take a break and be right back. Stay with us.